Kira, after 15 years with TechVantage, we're restructuring your position, Marjorie Thompson announced, her voice carrying a thinly veiled edge of satisfaction. Sitting across from me in a small conference room, she was flanked by Denise from HR, both of them wearing carefully practiced expressions of corporate regret. The company's heading in a new direction, Denise added, pushing a manila folder across the table. Your contributions have been appreciated, but we're merging the research division under product development. I gave a thoughtful nod and accepted the folder, leaving it unopened. I already knew what it contained. The standard severance package, 2 weeks of pay for every year served, continued health coverage for 3 months, and a list of career counseling contacts I had no intention of ever calling. I completely understand, I said, my tone steady. These kinds of decisions are never easy. Relief flickered across both their faces, stayed clearly braced for tears. Outrage or pleading, a 55-year-old woman being quietly pushed out of a youth tech industry wasn't expected to take it so well. What they didn't realize was that I'd seen this moment coming for weeks ever since an email thread meant for someone else had mistakenly landed in my inbox last month. We'd like you to clean out your desk by Friday, Marjorie continued, growing more confident now that I wasn't protesting. We'll need your key card, your laptop, and the company phone before you leave. Your team will be informed this afternoon. My team, 6 gifted engineers I had personally recruited and mentored. The very same team who helped me design the distributed processing algorithm that powered TechVantage's crown jewel, the accounting software used by over 40% of Fortune 500 firms. Of course, I said, rising from my chair. Anything else? They exchanged uncertain glances, slightly thrown by my calm. That's everything. For now, Marjorie said, regaining her composure. Thank you for being so professional. On my way back to my office, I passed the executive conference room, its glass walls revealing Victor Lawson mid-presentation, gesturing animatedly at a slide titled Q3 Revenue Projections. The same Victor Lawson who, at last year's industry conference, had claimed credit for my algorithm while referring to me merely as a member of our research team. I closed my office door, took out my personal phone, and sent one text, "It's happening. Friday's my last day." The reply came instantly. Perfect timing. Contracts are ready. Dinner tonight to finalize. I smiled at the calendar. Today was Wednesday. Friday would be my last day at TechVantage. Monday, well, that would be something else entirely. That night, I met Gregory Sullivan at a high-end restaurant well removed from TechVantage's headquarters as the CEO of Precision Systems, TechVantage's biggest competitor. Greg valued discretion. He'd secured a private alcove hidden behind elegant Japanese screens. They actually went through with it, Greg said after we ordered, shaking his head. I had my suspicions, but to cut the person who built their core tech. Victor never truly grasped what I built, I replied, sipping my water. He saw a slick user interface in marketing gold. The underlying architecture just backed noise to him. It was almost poetic. 3 months earlier, I had discovered something unsettling. TechVantage had never filed the patent for my algorithm. When I'd asked about it, they'd called it an oversight and promised it was being handled. But their response felt ... off. So I did some digging in the internal documentation. That's where I found EntitledParents memo outlining how they plan to claim the algorithm as company-created IP without naming an inventor. Their goal was clear: push me out before formalizing the patent, then claim ownership under standard employee-developed IP policies. What they didn't account for was that I had already begun refining the algorithm on my own time using my own devices. These improvements, which boosted processing efficiency by 43%, fell outside my employment contract. I'd quietly filed for a patent under my own name last month, complete with detailed logs and time-stamped records. With Greg's help, a top-tier IP lawyer fast-tracked approval. Greg slid a folder across the table. It's done. Once you sign, Precision Systems owns exclusive licensing rights. Press release goes out Monday morning. I reviewed the documents as in figure: signing bonus, significant equity, and ongoing royalties from any product using my work. I'd memorized the terms, but still read every line. What do you think Victor's expression will be when he realizes what happened? Greg asked, visibly pleased. I'm more concerned about my team, I admitted. They don't deserve to be collateral damage. Greg nodded. Already handled. We've got offers lined up for all 6 senior roles. Generous raises. I signed the final page and closed the folder. In a single, elegant motion, I had secured my future, protected my people, and reclaimed my work to new beginnings. Greg toasted, raising his glass. And to knowing your worth, I added, clinking mine against his.